we get to the green. Nobody knew whose ball was who, you know? So I said, all right, I'm playing Pinnacle. Joey, you play Callaway. You got to find a new ball next week. You got to find a new ball next week. And that's how we proceeded. But then we're sitting in the bar that night after we played, and I said, you know what, guys? I'm going to come up with my own golf ball. And they went, yeah, okay.
Sure you are.
They said, yeah, okay.
Hey everybody, welcome to this episode of Mission Control. This is your host, Ramon Peralta with Peralta Design, and we launch brands. And we've got a very special sport edition, a golf edition, if you will. Please help me and welcome the one and only Ken Burns, founder of Bigga Balls. Yes. Welcome.
Good to be here.
Welcome. And also we have Joe Ward, who is the digital marketing manager at Bigga Balls. Welcome.
Thanks for having us.
Yes, the crowd is going wild. I hope we have enough Bigga Balls to give everyone.
I think there was a hole in one.
Yeah. We need the golf clap sound. And of course, Jorge today is on the soundboard.
I'm feeling on track because the season is back.
Yes,
right.
yes.
See the colors I have on?
Absolutely.
I love it.
Big Blue.
Yeah.
Big Blue. And very happy to know you're a Big Blue fan.
Oh, yeah.
How long have you suffered? I mean, how long have you been a fan of the G-Men?
So I've been suffering since I bought season tickets, which is about 8 years now. But I've been following the Giants for 40-something years.
Wow.
Yeah, big fan.
Wow. So do we think Danny Dimes is the guy, or
He's key.
he's key?
He's key to the season.
Yeah. He's saying he's going to have a good year. I mean, with the contract he got, he's already off to a heck of a start.
My biggest thing is I need to see that he showed this glimmer of hope in that playoff game that I haven't seen him re-achieve since then. And I don't know if it's pressure.
The Vikings, right? And this is a
right. And now we're opening
Yeah.
against the Vikings, and I don't know if it's a mental thing, right? I think there's a lot of pressure on his shoulders with the contract that he signed, and then with the performance that's out there. He's left a lot on the table that he hasn't delivered, and I think it gets to him.
Yeah.
So I think part of that is being able to mentally get through that. I don't know if growing the beard was part of the thing that raised his confidence.
His deer in the headlight eyes,
yeah.
They do not inspire confidence. I mean, he's always got this look on his face like, what's happening?
I think that's why ownership went after him, because him and Eli kind of share that same kind of thing.
With the head down.
Right.
He reminds me of, Ken, you probably remember the Davy and Goliath you would see like early on the weekends, early Sunday morning, cartoon. Mm-hmm. He looks like that kid.
He does.
From Davy. He's got the little mouth and the big eyes. But we picked up some good players, Neighbors. I like that Neighbors can make circus catches because it's just get the ball anywhere near him.
I think he has the potential to be a generational talent. I think if you can get him the ball and then you've got Hyatt on the other side, and it becomes who do you even cover? Because both those guys have speed, they have the ability, to get open. My biggest concern is I don't know what our run game is going to look like. Apparently, the O-line has seen some improvement. Mm-hmm. So that is...
You feeling good, Ken, about that? Yeah.
I am. I think we made some good improvements on the offseason, and I think we should be good.
Yeah. Well, that's the big excuse that they've had is that, well, there's nobody to block, but if we have that, then you would argue then maybe DJ can make some moves. Otherwise, we got Tommy Cutlets.
My biggest thing is I wish... Tommy. I don't know what happened where
you
we
like
couldn't.
Tommy?
Yeah. I like him too. That one little 3-game stretch was magic. He just had all of the whole tri-state.
The fans were just yearning for this this spirit, this I don't know, the morale boost that we got from that. It just changed the chemistry. We went from being sad to being hopeful.
Mm-hmm.
It's just
3 in a row.
3 in a row.
There you go.
Yeah.
Our listeners can't see this, but it'll be on YouTube.
Yeah.
Tommy Cutlets. So let's switch gears a bit here for Joe, so Joe can join in on the fun. Let's talk a little bit about golf. And I was just looking at some amazing stats for Scotty Scheffler, who just pretty much wins every match. Just this season, $62 million. And they broke it down that they broke it down to $3 million per start, $829,000 per round, which comes down to $46,000 per hole.
Keep going.
Which gets down to how much do you think it was per shot?
10,000.
Like 12,
Very
000.
close, 12,000.
I saw that. I saw that. 12,000 and what? 12,300.
Yeah, 12,240 to be exact. But and he's got such a unorthodox move too when he swings. You know, his feet move all over the place, and
yeah, I can relate to Scotty a little when he shanked one out of the bunker.
Oh yeah,
yeah. Just that time.
He's human.
Yeah,
he's
one of us, sort of.
Sort of. Once in a while. What do you think? Who's your favorite golfer right now?
I'd have to go with him.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah, Scheffler. I mean,
it's just impressive. You can't bet against him either.
You can't. And look, we don't know who these guys really are, but from what I can tell, he seems like a very nice guy. He won the gold for us in the Olympics. You know, put his baby. And one of the things he said, I think it was during one of the big majors, but he was in first place, and his wife was like ready to pop. And he said something like, I mean, this is going into Sunday. He was in the lead, and he said, if she gives birth, like, I'm leaving the tournament.
Yeah.
And, you know, those are the kind of things that stick with you because you realize, like, what are these guys prioritizing? You know, and it's hard for us to imagine, like, man, if I'm in first place, I'm thinking I'm zoned in, I'm gonna finish this thing. And he's like, no, like, my family is more important, you know?
Yeah. He's a family man.
Definitely.
It's a great message.
Definitely. So you guys are big golfers. We had some fun out at Blackhawk. What was that now? A couple weeks ago?
2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago. And you're also a member over at Mill River.
Mm-hmm.
So how long have you been playing golf?
On and off since 14, 15.
Okay. Years old.
Yeah.
Not 2000.
No, 14. I wish. 2014. I play like I've been playing since 2014.
Oh, man. So, listen, when we come back, we're going to hear all about Bigga Balls. Of course, we want to hear about Burns Construction and cricket, but Bigga Balls is what we're here to talk about, and we got him here. And this is it, man. Let's go big or go home.
That's it.
Right after these words.
Guys, if you enjoyed anything on the show today, found anything of value, we would appreciate it if you leave us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts or wherever you listen to podcasts. It helps us grow, helps us promote other businesses, and help us launch your brand.
3, 2, 1, 1. Let's go. We launch brands.
Hey, everybody, we're back. Please help me welcome once again Mr. Ken Burns. Studio audience is they're going wild. I hope we have enough. I mentioned this. Did we bring enough Bigga Balls to give to all the fans that are out here?
We have some.
There's enough.
There's enough.
We have
They're
some.
out there.
There's enough to go around.
Oh, yeah.
So
depends how many you want to give.
we'll give them this mini sleeve. I think that's pretty cool. And I want to talk about the sample pack and why you guys went with these long packs that are in here with the 4. I mean, it's all pretty cool. Can't wait to dive in. But first, Ken, please tell us your story.
Okay, so the story, grew up here in Stratford, Connecticut. Went to school in Stratford. My dad had a business in Stratford, Burns Construction, and he started that business in 1957. And I always wanted to get into it, and I also wanted to pursue music, so I had a little conflict for a while.
So rock star contractor.
The rock star contractor. That's a good one.
What was your instrument?
We'll have to back up to that one. I'm a drummer.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. And so once I realized the responsibilities that comes with getting married and the rest of it, I decided to go back to what I always wanted to do, which was construction. And so it's a family business. When my dad hired me, I was 8th guy for his company. And if you fast forward to where we are now, we have over 400 employees here in Stratford. It's been quite a ride, a great ride. You know, it took us a long time to get to this point, but I'm second generation, and right now I'm blessed to be able to work with my sons and daughters in the business, and it's a beautiful thing. About to pass it on to them at some point, and continue on. That's
exciting. I mean, and anytime I mention that I've met you or that you were coming in, everybody's like, "Oh yeah, I see their trucks everywhere." How influential were you in the scaling? If you can give us an idea of like when you took over, how big was the company versus now?
Well, as I said, I was the 8th guy.
Yeah.
My dad, unfortunately, had 2 strokes back to back, like the 3rd year I was there. And that's when I kind of took the reins. So I've been part of that build up from 8 to 400 and 3 trucks to over 500 at this point.
Wow. And some of the bigger projects that you're involved in that people might know about?
Well, we work primarily for all the utility companies here in Connecticut.
Okay.
And we do a lot of site work, a lot of schools, Lower Fairfield County. And believe it or not, we still do residential work, driveways. That's where the company started, and I think it's important to stick to the roots.
Yeah.
Getting the lead out of New London is a big job that they're doing right now.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
What does that mean exactly?
Check out the on WTNH, they just had a press conference with Blumenthal. There's still a lot of lead piping left in the ground, especially in New London. New London's kind of the breaking point of this big project to get water pipes to copper opposed to lead. There's still a lot of lead pipes left in the ground. So we were contracted by the New London City of New London. And
nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
it's a 2 to 3 year project.
Yeah. So I mean that's
involves, a big one that's big with the press right now.
Right. Yeah. Would never surprise there isn't like a Camp Lejeune, commercial for like the lead pipes. But basically that entails all of your services, right? So you're gonna like dig it up and then you got to repave it.
Yes.
After.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what people see.
Yeah.
The end result.
So what are you? I have to ask, like, when do your guys actually work? Because like when I see these crews, most of the times they're just I never see any activity. I just see dudes in like heavy equipment. Is it overnight? Are they just setting up during the day and then they work at night?
Right now we have 7 crews working at night.
Okay.
And some of our crews are on call 24 hours, 24/7.
Wow.
I mean, holidays, you name it, they're on call, and they actually have to go out. When that phone rings, they're out.
Yeah.
We do a lot of water main breaks and repairs, 4 sewer main breaks for all the municipalities. Yeah.
Excellent. I mean, the reputation you guys have is stellar, especially here in this area. And explain the connection to cricket, because you've got a few ventures going on. And we're going to get to Bigga, but I want to kind of build up to it.
So quickly about the cricket. Cricket was phenomenal back in the 50s, right up till I think it was 2004. Cricket hot dog stand down Lordship.
You remember that?
Classic. I mean, growing up. So yeah, I grew up right in the south end of Stratford. So, hearing cricket was one of those favorite places where at the time, when it was a little stand, kind of more of a hole in the wall, but man, you couldn't beat it. And the fact that then when we heard it was getting revived, it was amazing. So I'd love to even know, how did that even get started? Right. Where did that come from?
Okay. So when they were closed for, I want to say 12 years. And it was a Saturday. And I was home, and one of my foremen called me and said, "Kenny, someone here wants to talk to you about parking a food truck at Burns Construction that night." I said, "Okay, I'll be right down." So when I went down there, I recognized a married couple. I recognized the lady from working at the cricket. She worked at the cricket for a long time. And all they wanted to do was park the cricket food truck at night inside of Burns, because it's secure and we have security and all that. And it's local to where the cricket was. We're right down the street. So the whole time they were talking to me about this, my wheels were moving. I'm thinking, we're not doing the truck. we're going to bring back the Cricket.
Wow.
Because they didn't buy the truck yet. They had all the specs for the truck. They had their business plan. And, you know, we're talking and I'm thinking and we're talking and I'm thinking. I said, you guys want to go for a quick ride? And they're looking at me. They just met me like, yeah, where are we going to go? So I showed them 2 pieces of property that were vacant that we own. And strategically, I showed them the one I didn't think they'd go for first. And then I showed them another piece, which is where the Cricket is now. And basically, it was a truck graveyard. When trucks died, we parked them there, and it just accumulated nothing but what trucks do, you know?
Yeah, it wasn't even on my radar until it reopened as that location. It gave it new life. But close enough to the original location that it still felt like home.
Right down the street. Same street.
Right.
So anyway, I sold them on building the Cricket. And they really looked at me like I had one eye right here.
Yeah. They weren't dreaming that big. Or thinking that big.
No. And, you know, so I said, think about it over the weekend. If you want to do the food truck, yeah, you park it there. How about we open the Cricket? And the reason why I came up with that idea, because Stacy, it was Ron and Stacy. I remember her from the old Cricket. Mm-hmm. And the key to the old Cricket was their hot sauce. It was a secret, still a secret. The only one that knows how to make the hot sauce now is my son-in-law who runs the Cricket. But anyway, back to when they came back and approached me on Monday, they were all set and they wanted to move forward. They wanted to do the Cricket. Yeah. So in my conference room at Burns, we started planning how we're going to do this, and we put a team together, and it was a lot of fun. She actually moved around how much room she needed because we wanted to bring back the same appearance of the old Cricket. Mm-hmm. And that's where we came up with the design. And, you know, Cricket's been up since 2017, July 3rd. We opened one day before the 4th of July. Good thing, because we weren't ready for it. We had a line down the street. We thought it'd be...
It was a madhouse.
It was crazy.
Absolutely mobbed. I remember the first, month. They didn't matter what time of the day I'd try to go. The line was unbelievable.
Yeah, it was great. We had to hire cops for traffic. It was great. Cops loved it. Town loved it. We loved it. We're tired. So yeah, we've been there since 2017. Ron and Stacy left 2020, and my son-in-law Drew has been managing the Cricket since they left. They trained him for about a year, and then, you know, he's been running it ever since.
Wow. And do you feel like you were immediately embraced by everybody? Did you have any naysayers who said, oh, it's not going to be the same?
Of course.
You know, and then how do you overcome something like that?
Just put the right product out and good customer service. You know, stand behind your product and really interact with the customers, you know. One of the biggest things I found was people wanted us to open up on Sundays. And that was a big thing. That was, you know, you need one day of rest, whether it's Sunday, Monday. Right. So it took us a couple of years. We opened up on Sundays, best thing we ever did. We didn't compensate for that. We're not closed any other day. We should probably close on a Monday or something. But yeah.
And there's a risk you take when you bring back these brands, because I remember Tomlinson's when it was like the little shack, and then when they opened up the franchise type building, it just, for me anyway, it was just never the same. Mm-hmm. You know, there was something about the small shack, and then when it got bigger, just didn't translate.
I think the food's still great.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a fan of theirs, and but it's not the same going.
I guess
there.
the feel, right? Yeah. Like that feel of sometimes the waiting in line is part of the experience, you know.
Yeah, that was quite an experience. You had to say your order in front of 5 other people that wanted you out of there.
And I mean, that's a big shift between industries, right? Like, how do you go from doing construction to doing the food industry? You know, what does that take to be able to manage both? Do you see commonalities between them at all? Or is it just like, hey, this is night and day, but I figured out how to do both?
The only commonality is that we give Burns employees a discount. And they love it. No, there are plenty of commonalities. You know, it's the same way you treat people in any business.
Right.
You would do it the same way in any other business. That's one of the main things.
Yeah, that's a secret right there. That's a gem.
Being an entrepreneur lets you do the next venture. You know, you get to take that knowledge with you.
Yeah. Drew, my son-in-law, kind of looks at me strange when I go down there because I'm, see a kid in a Little League uniform. I'm giving him free cookies, free potato chips. I have to ask a parent, can he have it? But I just love dealing with people. And so many people are so happy we brought the cricket back. But yeah, there were a lot of doubters at first. People, before we even opened up, people were saying they're not going to have the same sauce, boop, 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 boop. But when you have someone that worked there and she made the sauce, we still have the same sauce, and we proved that. But yeah,
it's still mobbed every day for lunch.
Yeah, we do get it.
It's good. Like I said, I was at this Labor Day cookout that my brother-in-law had, and it was a cricket truck in the driveway. I think I had a burger and a steak and cheese.
Yeah, and turns out they have the now we have 2 trucks.
Yep, two cricket trucks.
2 cricket trucks.
And from what I understand, it was like different. There are different tiers that you can get, different packages. I think we got like the middle tier that included the steak and cheese, which was on par with any. Like, you don't have to drive to Philly. I mean, this is the real deal. So you've got the successful business for construction. It's growing now. Now you're in the phase of, and we got to talk a little bit while we were golfing about succession, which I think is a key piece to a lot of business owners. They oftentimes keep that exit strategy like shrouded in mystery, like they don't know what they're going to do. But you've got sons that also want to get involved or have been involved with the business.
They have been.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's excellent.
They have sons themselves. Or Kenny has 2 boys, 2 girls, and Joey has a girl and another one on the way. We don't know what, but yeah. So they've been around that long, Yeah. They started like I did, 12 years old, plowing, shoveling snow. It's all good.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I think that builds character and something that's lacking in our youth today. I mean, I've shared my story and just working with my dad in the garage, fixing cars, fixing flats, fixing brakes. You learn the value of $1. You learn customer service. You work with your hands. There's so many benefits to it, and I think it's wonderful. The legacy that your dad started is now continuing on. But I still now want to connect the dots to Bigga because really, I have
so many questions.
Yeah, we have questions. We have questions. So take us. You got construction. You got cricket. Were you on a construction site eating a hot dog, and then this idea came up?
I wish. I wish. So one thing that started happening at Burns, we started getting invited to golf tournaments. Would you like to sponsor? Would you like to provide a foursome? Would you like to play? And I'm going back about 10, 12 years ago. I was not playing golf. Okay. And I'm sitting in my office once a week writing checks for this guy to go play, that guy to go play. I'm not playing. Finally, I started playing again, and I kind of, realized I needed to really go take a lesson or 2. But we kept it fun. It was fun. It was fun, and it was awkward for me because I never took time off. So now here I am on a Monday, leaving at 11, feeling guilty and going to play golf, but having fun. Had a lot of fun. So I took that and started inviting the guys in my office and guys outside the office within Burns, anyone that wants to play on a Wednesday afternoon, let's go play, And for a while, we had like 3 or 4 foursomes every Wednesday going out, one after another, and just play 9 holes after work and finding somewhere to eat and drink later and, calling it a day. And we do that to this day. But during that time, it's funny because I was playing Pinnacle golf balls because I could buy, on Amazon.
You didn't care if you lose them.
I didn't care. And I was losing them. But everyone else is playing Callaway, and everyone, it's like we get to the green, nobody knew whose ball was who, So I said, all right, I'm playing Pinnacle. Joey, you play Callaway. You got to find a new ball next week. You got to find a new ball next week. And that's how we proceeded. But then we're sitting in the bar that night after we played, and I I said, you know what, guys? I'm going to come up with my own golf ball. And they went, yeah, okay.
Sure you are.
I said, yeah, okay. No, I'm serious.
How many beers were you in by this point?
Well, I'm not a beer drinker, but probably had something else. And maybe I had a couple. And they said, are you really? I said, yeah. What are you going to call it? Bigga Balls.
Right there in the moment.
Right then, their reaction told me, this is going to be good.
Yeah.
You know, because a lot of guys and you know this, Joe, a lot of guys on our floor are Italian, and we do talk with our hands, you know, we're staying away from the desk, but it just plays into that whole Bigga Balls. You know, what are you playing? I'm playing Bigga Balls. What are you playing? I'm playing Callaway. I'm playing Top Flight. What are you playing? I'm playing Bigga Balls. And, you know,
it writes itself.
For a guy that can't get any better,
right?
Like myself, it's all about having fun.
Yeah.
So true. And it's for me, so I just started playing, and Ramon kind of introduced me to the beginning of this whole, and this sport, this passion. And so far what I'm noticing is, even though I'm learning a lot, I'm still, you know, I should take a couple lessons myself. I live for that moment where you nail the shot. Something happened. The stars aligned. You hit that one beautiful shot. And it's just like, man, that's it. And you chase that, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. You know, I mean, but if we think about it, really, if we sit here and try and name off the last 5 newest golf ball brands, who are they? We've had the same golf ball brands around forever, right? At least in my opinion. You know, you go to Golf Galaxy, you see a lot of balls, but it's the display, it's different.
The models that
different
each one
models
of them have.
within each brand, but we're talking about the Bigga brand. You know, it's wide open, and it's wide open for someone to just tackle it, and you know that's what we've been doing.
Yeah, I love how big you think, because it wasn't just I'm gonna get another brand, I'm gonna start my own. You know, that was the difference. And you said the Sopranos had some influence to it.
100%. 100%. You know, when you get, like your reaction, you get the right reaction. Right. It's about fun.
It's about fun.
If you don't like, it's okay.
And the game has gotten so much more relaxed in recent years. You know, more people are trying it. You know, I'm out there with music, you know.
And a cigar. I'm having a good time. And it used to be, you know, you get paired up with a bunch of guys with their belts up, you know, to their chest, and nobody talked, and you had to be quiet, and it just took the fun out of it, and I think it intimidated a lot of people. 100%. I caddied for 3 years when I was a 12-year-old, so for 3 years I caddied, and it was great. It helped me a lot.
Yeah,
but it also painted that picture of golf that it, you know, God forbid you sneeze.
Right. Right. Or it's unattainable, or it's not. It's not. I'm not in that circle.
Yeah.
But now it's about the camaraderie, you know. And we, like you, we do a lot of these tournaments, and I've had to start cloning myself. I got Jorge a set of clubs. I got Maggie a set of clubs, because I can't go to all of these. And once they get wind that you sponsor or you like golf, it's like everybody reaches out to you. So you have this idea. Now here's the thing: most people have ideas. But ideas are a dime a dozen. It's the execution that matters. So what were those first few steps that you took to actually turn this into a reality?
First thing was getting a patent and making sure that we got the patent in every country that had golf. And that took a while, because that was the beginning of COVID. And everything we did was virtual. And so that was a little adjustment. We're trying to run our business at the same time that we're trying to come up with a golf ball. But we did it. So that was the first step, making sure we did all the legal stuff first, right? Getting our domain names, everything. Then we worked on the logo. While we were working on the logo, we were exploring who was going to make the product for us. And we had a firm in Boston help us so that we can run our business while this was going on. But COVID really slowed down the whole progress. I think if we did that now, if we started now, it would have been a third of the time. But I think that was our first step, you know, going that route.
Yeah, and the voice of the brand, and it's all about fun. It's all about not taking it too seriously, having a good time. But also when you're playing to win. You're playing to score, so you got to have good quality. And I see that you guys have come out with a line of tees. You have plastic, you have wood. What was it like kind of determining what the launch was going to look like?
So that's a great question. And thank you for this, by the way. That's awesome.
You got it.
What was the launch going to look like? We just wanted to get the balls out first.
Mm-hmm.
And when I started working with the firm up in Boston, they said, what do you see?
Mm-hmm.
And I said, I see walking into Dick's, and I see walking into Golfer's Warehouse and seeing Bigga Balls. And they're like, okay. But I did, and I still do.
It's important to have the vision, though.
Yeah.
That's part of it.
You're the visionary. You're the visionary.
And
no doubt.
They wanted to go online, which has been great for us. Online, that's new for me. That's Joe's gig.
Yeah.
Joe and his team.
Digital marketing manager, Joe.
Mm-hmm.
Joe, what's been your biggest challenge getting these things out on the market?
The biggest challenge is just exactly what you just said. Just getting, we're still in our first year, so it's just about breaking through.
Like brand awareness,
breaking through. There's a lot of golf ball lines already years established since 1950s,
right.
1980s.
Yeah.
A lot of our competitors, you just hear about them 2 or 3 years ago, and then you look them up and you realize, oh, these guys started in 2006.
Mm-hmm.
So that's just but we're breaking through. We're working with a lot of influencers.
Right.
We have a long drive guy, Troy Teal. Wanted to shout him out. He hits our balls. He kind of brings up the energy at golf tournaments. He was in the top 50. He was maybe even like number 8 in the world. I don't know.
Those guys are animals too.
He's an animal. He hits it like 480.
Oh God.
He's from Washington State, right?
He's from Washington State. So but he travels.
Yeah.
We have some guys out in San Diego, Gorman Golf Bros, and they say the same thing. They're out there to have fun. They're hitting the golf balls. Hey, what ball are you playing? I got Bigga Balls. What? That's what.
Did I just hear that?
Yeah.
So you don't lay up when you're playing Bigga Balls. You gotta go for it.
Right. That's exactly. If you got Bigga Balls, you go over the tree,
right,
over the water.
You're pulling out driver. You're not pulling out a 5-iron.
I like that.
That's exactly what it is.
I like it.
Especially in like golf outings, nobody's playing it safe.
Right, exactly.
So, and we're providing to a lot of golf outings. We're sponsoring outings. A lot of our sales have been to golf outings. Like we have those 2-packs. That is perfect for gift bags. Yeah. Nice pair, if you will, just for everyone in the outing.
Nice. No, I remember, man, back in the day, I think I mentioned to Ken when we had tasty golf tees out on the market. One of the things we tried was and it's a crapshoot, but we sponsored a gentleman that was on back then it was called the Nationwide Tour, the amateur tour. And he was a golf pro at Revere golf course out in Henderson, Nevada. We'd gone to the PGA show. We met him there, and it's expensive to sponsor these guys. So with him, we gave him all the tasty golf tees that he needed, but we also had to outfit him with like mocks. He wanted the mock necks. We're going back to like the 2000s when those were popular. But we got him short sleeve, long sleeve mock necks with the logo. And then, in some cases we had to cover his hotel expenses to some of these tournaments, but we were hoping he would qualify for the US Open. And then that's the goal, is if you sponsor a guy and he makes it to the US Open, now he's on TV. And then if he can win that, then maybe he can be in another major. But, that's a route that you guys could take. You're doing it with the long drive, which I think's on brand, because these guys are just like hitting the ball as far as they possibly can.
It's fun.
And they leave them out there.
And they leave them out there.
They do. That's a good thing.
Yeah.
You can't be advertising at that point.
Exactly.
How many dozen are you sending him weekly? Quite a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. 25?
24 dozen.
24 dozen.
Wow.
Well, he hits he'll do like celebrity shot at a golf outing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He'll hit it off a guy's jock strap. He's perfect for our brand. He's a great guy.
Jock strap.
He has a jock strap.
Hope there's a cup in there.
There's a video on our Instagram. There's a cup with a T built in, and guys lay down on their back.
There's protection.
You had to explain that.
Yeah.
Because, the T helps that situation.
It's a long T.
Yeah. It's a long T. Is it a Bigga T?
It's a risky T.
Yeah, I love the tees. I definitely got it. Shout out to Harry from Minuteman Press. He gifted me some Bigga Balls and some tees for Christmas. So I've been playing with them and enjoy them. So what is up? What is next? Like, what's coming up? I know you guys are building the brand, but you mentioned you're going to have some appearances at some of the shows that are coming up.
Sure. First, I'd like to talk about the product. The ball in front of you now is a 2-piece ball.
Okay.
Built for distance and accuracy. They play good, though. They have plenty of spin on them. But we're coming up with a 3-piece ball, and it took us a year to come up with the design. But some people prefer the 3-piece. So that's going to be hitting very soon. We have our order, and that should be hitting soon.
What is that product design experience like? Are you in on the ground level? Do they bring something to you, and then how involved do you get in the minutia of it?
So they send us samples constantly, and we try them out. We bring them to local pros. They try them out. We bring them better players. We have people try them out.
You cut one in half too. You told me.
First thing we did.
We're always cutting them in half.
Yep.
We're also testing out different logos on the ball, different sizes of the alignment tool on the side of the ball. A lot of detail goes into it.
We have the ability now, if anybody wants their own logo on the Bigga Ball for corporate events,
like a co-brand
or gifts.
Yep. We do customization. Logo customization.
We'll have to bring you some.
That's what's up and coming. We just came out with these shirts, which are really nice quality polos. So that's what's up and coming.
I noticed when I went to the website, it says Bigga Apparel. So you're it's not just golf balls, but you're kind of expanding into.
We have hats. We have black and white hats. We're gonna have men and women polos, and then we have really high quality golf towels, and a divot tool with a ball marker, and plastic and wood tees.
Nice.
I'm a big plastic tee guy.
You like the plastic?
I love them.
I like the wood.
Yeah.
To be honest.
The wood actually outsell the plastic, believe it or not.
Yeah.
I was surprised.
Wow.
No, I like plastic too. I actually prefer plastic because they're reusable.
Yeah. I throw 3 in my pocket at the beginning of the round.
Yeah. They last you.
I have to go back to the bag a few times, but.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Love it.
As someone who plays, did you build this with the kind of, with your own, passion in mind? Like, hey, I'm looking at these and saying, as a beginner, I don't know what makes a good golf ball. Like what compare like a Callaway to a Pinnacle to a Top Flight to a Bigga Ball. So as a player, do you say, hey, I'm creating the product that I would want to play with. That way I can share that with the rest of my audience.
Right. Mm-hmm. I think the use of a golf ball is very personal. Whether it's the feel, the look, the memory, whatever.
Superstition.
Yeah. And we've gotten so much input over the years, the time that we were in engineering with the golf ball, that we took all that into consideration.
Our golf balls are designed to last. They're not like other golf balls. If you hit it off the cart path or off the tree, it scuffs. Ours are a little more durable. So it's perfect for the entry-level golfer or just for the weekend golfer. Mm-hmm. They could survive a beating off the tree. Or, I definitely can play multiple rounds with the same golf ball as long as I don't hit it in the woods.
Right.
It's not getting scuffed up as easily. And it's also designed to keep it straight and to go extra yards. We've heard 10+ yards farther than what they're used to.
And that's like dimple technology, right? There's different things that affect
dimple technology, compression, all that stuff.
Mm-hmm. Very cool. And what was it like getting the USGA approval? Was that an easy process?
Longer.
Yeah.
It took longer than we thought, but it's a process that we just followed the steps and got to where we are now.
Absolutely. Awesome. And so the next step for these is going to be the 3-piece.
Yeah.
And those are going to be more like, I think Pro Vs are like 3-piece, right? That's more of a professional ball.
Somewhat. I think those might be even 4.
Okay.
And then the TP5 is 5. Right. So there's going to be more control, more spin with the 3-piece.
Yeah.
But it's the same similar feel. And these sound really great off the club too.
Yeah.
We've got a lot of feedback. When you hit it off the driver, it really makes a loud, like that crack that the golfers are looking for.
So what do you got in store for 2025 for Bigga Balls?
Well, like we said, the new ball's coming out. Joe, you want to tell about the Florida show?
Yes, we were accepted into the PGA show in Orlando coming up in January. So we'll be there with a display. We have an island display right in a great location right by where they're broadcasting, by FootJoy, by Volvic, right in the aisle, right near the bathrooms, I think.
Nice.
Premium spot, right by Golf Network. So we're going to have a simulator there. We're going to let people test our balls. We're going to promote our product, get a lot of connections, hopefully break into pro shops.
Get a lot of content.
Yeah.
There. Especially if you're next to FootJoy, pictures with FootJoy in the background. Any brands that are known, you want to align them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're going to be looking for a lot of partnerships.
Yes.
Our long drive guy, Troy, is going to be there. We have a few other people in the golf world that are going to visit us, and we're just going to keep making connections.
Absolutely.
It's actually really cool. You can everyone gets a lanyard, and you can just tap your phone to the lanyard, and you get their contact information.
Nice.
So,
well, I wish you guys the best there. It's a great show. It's a great show, and you're going to see a lot of celebrities there walking around. A lot of the brands will hire celebrities to like sign. You just hang out at their booth. Like I got to meet Butch Harmon when I went there. So having product to give to all of those guys, and then take a selfie with them. Don't be shy. Have all your swag on, and you get next to Butch Harmon and you get a picture. I mean, that's great for the brand. It's all brand awareness, and one brand. It says iron sharpens iron. Well, brands do the same thing. You definitely want to rub off onto some of the big known brands there. So if folks that are listening want to get their hands on these or learn more, where can they go?
They could go to our website, biggaballs.com, and we're also on Amazon. We're on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. Our website is ready, and we're going to have a lot of holiday sales coming up. The shirts are dropping soon. So yeah, just keep an eye out. Sign up, and definitely sign up for our emailing list to keep up with announcements.
I love it. I love it. So that's Bigga Balls, BIGGA balls.com.
Correct.
Go Bigga or go home.
Bigga Balls.
Bigga Balls.
Bigga Balls.
All right, Ken, any last words of advice for those that want to start building their own empire?
I think the biggest thing is treat people the way you want to be treated.
Absolutely.
Stand behind your product and try and do everything with a smile.
Excellent advice, guys. Thanks for being on our show. This was fun.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you for having us.
Yeah, I can't wait to get out and play another 9 or maybe even 18. Who knows?
Looking forward to it.
All right, everybody. Thank you for listening to this episode of Mission Control. Until next time, this is your host, Ramon Peralta with Peralta Design, and we launch brands.